When I call your group names, you're going to go to your math stations. Give me a thumbs up if you know what to do. All right.
So it's amazing that this early in the school year you were able to get your kindergartners in math workstations, following your expectations, and doing quality math work. So I've been wondering, like, how did you get that set up? Like, what's the process? Like, what did week 1 look like?
Well, we kicked off math stations on the first full week of school. The first day we did a whole group game, and then I sent them off in their table groups, and they did the same game with their table groups, but the table groups weren't differentiated yet. It was just who they were sitting next to and everything. And then we discussed expectations, what should it look and sound like to be in a math station. And then we took one table group and they practiced that game by themselves. And then I gathered the rest of the class and we looked and saw. And I call on kids, well, what did you notice in this table group? What did they do? And then that way they can see how it's supposed to look and sound like instead of me doing it for them. So
I love that
just so
idea.
that they could take that ownership of that.
When you said setting expectations, which is very important with math workshops and math stations. So what are some of the expectations you taught them?
Well, actually, they came up with it too. So we worked together to come up with the expectations. And we talked about using whisper voices, staying in one spot unless I ring the bell or tell them to move. So they stay in that one spot. To use the math manipulatives gently. They're not toys, they're math tools. And then respecting each other, and I learned on the first couple days that we fully did it. Like they would say, well, what do I do next? And so that reminded me, oh, I should probably teach them that. So I told them, I gave them different options in that station to do. So when they were done, they could do something else. And then putting the math tools away correctly.
Great. So that was week 1. What did you do then the following week? What was the next kind of step in the process?
The following week, on that second week of full week of school, I pre-tested them on Monday on the math skills, and so I pre-tested them counting from 1 to 25, and then I formed my groups there. And then I had a low, medium, high, and a high group. So I had 4 groups. And then I did the math stations. Math, M stands for math facts, A is at your seat, T is teacher station, and H is hands-on. The first day, so it actually be Tuesday. So Tuesday, I sent them off in their math stations, but we only stayed in that math station. So then after that we had reflection time. We talked about what went well, what problems arose, and how they solved it. And then the remainder of the week we would do each math station for 4 days. So that way they each got to experience each math station.
So they would stay in one station that day, and then the next day they would do another station. Okay.
Yes.
So when did you transition them into going to all 4 stations? Was that the 3rd week then?
It was the 3rd week, yeah. So the first 2 weeks was just to kind of get their feet wet and what math stations look like, because some of them have never been to school and don't know what centers or stations look like. And then the 3rd week, we did all 4 math stations, and then throughout every day, and then we'd have reflection time too. And I forgot to mention, but the 2nd week and the 3rd week, before I would send them off to math stations, we would talk about expectations. So we talked about expectations every single day. It's a little repetitive, but it's good for them to remember the expectations. And then reflection time was great, so that way I could hear, because I'm not able to walk around and see the kids,